All right, what's going on, big dogs? So, unfortunately, we all happen to know who that vegan teacher is. And for those of you that don't, just picture the craziest person you have ever met in your life and amplify that by tenfold. She almost always has the most outrageous and just wild takes you could think of, from saying things like Hitler had great and good ideas, all the way to today's topic, which might just be the most disgusting and worst thing this lady has ever said. I hesitate to say that it's the worst thing she said, because she has said a lot of stupid things and continues to try to one up herself on the stupid scale. So this video was brought to my attention by August the Duck, who is a very underrated YouTuber in my opinion. The guy has way more subscribers than me and is a way better YouTuber, I guess. But you guys should definitely go check him out. He makes great videos, and if you like mine, you'll definitely like his. But even from just the title of the video, she is already making my skin crawl. So the title of the video is "Psychotic Aunt Robs Baby of Her Vegan Virginity," which makes me want to get old Chris Hansen on the phone and the FBI, everybody, because baby and virginity probably never be in the same sentence, especially so close in the same sentence. I don't care what we are talking about, honestly, but to say a literal tiny baby lost its vegan virginity is just one of the wildest takes I have ever heard. Now, most of you are probably thinking, well, how could it get worse than that? And sorry to say, guys, but it gets a hell of a lot worse. So that vegan teacher is reacting to a TikTok, which TikTok to me is like that weird kid who will just kind of do anything to hang out with the cool kids. He'll say a lot of shit that he doesn't believe in or do anything they ask him to do because he's like, oh, maybe they'll let me in. They'll be my buddies. They'll be my friends. Or just spew lies to be cool. Most TikToks seem to be people just stretching the truth for clicks and views. So who knows if this baby was actually even vegan before? But that vegan teacher took major offense to this TikTok and really just runs away with it. But the TikTok is honestly just a simple video of an aunt who's babysitting and decided to give this baby, who's apparently been vegan up to this point, a rib. That's the whole video. Again, I don't know if this is real or not. I don't know if it's satire, if it's just faked or staged or whatever, but still, that vegan teacher just runs with it. And just a warning, later in the video, I'll show the clip, but shit gets weird fast. So I'm just putting that out there.
Imagine that this is your baby, and you ask your sister to babysit for a little while because you have to run some errands. Imagine that you tell your sister that you are vegan and you don't want your baby to eat any animal products. You trust your sister because you think your sister loves you and respects you. But when you're not looking, your sister takes the dead body part of an innocent animal who didn't want to die and feeds it to your child. Then she makes a video and she posts it for everyone to see. But the feedback she gets isn't of people scolding her for being cruel and betraying her sister's trust. The feedback she gets is praise. This is the kind of vegan-phobic world we live in, where a vegan mother cannot even trust her own family.
All right, I think one of the funniest parts of this is her name calling everybody, calling us vegan phobic, which I don't even know if that's like actually a thing. Can you really be vegan phobic? Who here is terrified of vegans? I'm not terrified of them. I'm annoyed by them because they're always preaching to us. They're like Mormons going door to door talking about veganism. Like, I think most people are probably just genuinely sick of vegans always preaching and talking about how we're murdering animals. But the moment you ask them to answer like, well, what about animals killing animals? They sit there and stutter like, well, that's nature. And it's like, yeah, well, so are we. We're human beings. And you can also see in the right side of the screen that she is asking for anyone who does this to be punished with a hate crime. Like that'll ever be a thing. A hate crime for giving a baby its proper nutrition, really? Like, the vegan teacher is one of those vegans who just goes and puts pictures of like baby cows on beef at the local grocery store. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, where vegans will go in there and they'll put like a picture of a baby cow that looks sad, and they'll put it on the beef at the supermarket, and they'll be like, my name was Milo or something like that. And they act like that's going to stop me. Like, really? Do you think putting a picture of that cow on there is going to stop me? Hell no. Yeah, I'm going to collect that shit like it's Pokemon cards. I swear to God, dude. Got to eat them all. Got to eat them all. But personally, however, I think the video she's reacting to is just satire or rage bait. I don't think this is actually genuinely real. There are so many rage bait videos on TikTok like this that are just there to solely get a reaction from people like that vegan teacher. But I mean, normally people just get mad and try to cancel the person or they call them names in their comments, but they're vegans. So, nobody cares. She also talks about how the comments are all praise and people cheering this on, which is of course going to happen because I don't know if vegans understand this, but most people are not vegan and most people will never be vegan because as humans, we tend to like meat. We like meat. I mean, I like a good salad from time to time, but I'm gonna put some chicken in that salad. Right? I gotta get that protein in. I'm trying to get huge, trying to get some gains. And you need a good source of protein. And this baby is just, like I said, getting his gains on. Just got a sick pump and now he needs to get that protein in, make sure he's staying on top of that stuff. But not only that, like personally, I don't care if you're a vegan. I hate the fact that they feel the need to force an infant to be a vegan is kind of gross. Like it's a literal baby. I have a nephew who is just over a year old, and I'm also the oldest of 6. Babies need like proper nutrition, and babies are also very picky eaters for the most part. Like if they don't like something, they just spit it out. And you can try to force feed it to them and stuff, and maybe eventually they'll eat it, but it's going to be a fight every time you try to give them that food. If this aunt happened to give her vegan baby or vegan nephew or niece or whatever a piece of meat and loved it, I doubt she really cared because he's like, all right, he ate. That's what he has to do. He needs to eat. It's a growing human. He needs proper nutrition and care. If your kids get older and you want to start doing that with them, I guess it's like whatever. But again, to force a tiny infant to be a vegan is it just doesn't sit right with me. And the other thing to keep in mind is this lady literally used to be a teacher. She used to teach kids, and she is saying wild crap on the internet. I can only imagine what she would say to her kids in her classes if they like whipped out a piece of jerky or something. Like I would bet she would have a heart attack.
Millions of people have seen this video and have commented that they think it is funny, and they somehow think that this is proof that the baby wants the meat. But look closely. This meat is covered in barbecue sauce, which is made of salt, sugar, and spices. The baby is enjoying the barbecue sauce, which is vegan. If this had been a lollipop, the child would have had the same reaction. If this had been somebody's peas covered in sauce, the child would have had the same reaction.
All right, so there it is, everyone. The wildest shit I have ever heard her say to this point. Again, she really likes to one-up herself, so I would hope she doesn't in this situation because this is absolutely disgusting. I have no idea how she still has anyone who believes anything she says. She posted this and there are still people in the comments like, yeah, you rock, you're awesome. But no way people actually like this person. But to say that about a baby eating a rib is absolutely wild. There were so many other things you could have used as an example. The millions of different things you could have used as an example. You could have said a car engine covered in barbecue sauce. The baby'd still be like, oh, yum, yum, yum. But she goes right for the male genitalia. And again, she used to teach kids, and she says shit like this on the internet and posts it where everybody and their mother can watch it. So imagine what she probably says behind closed doors. It probably gets even worse. The first time I saw this, guys, my jaw hit my desk, dude. It hit the floor. This was so wild to me. Honestly, this is the same tactic that a lot of vegans seem to use and is why their movement, or whatever you want to call it, never really takes off, because they just use this like fear factor or like over the top factor where they just say the most outrageous crap to try and get people to go like, oh, really? Well, that's wild. Oh yeah, I'll be vegan now. It's like they don't ever genuinely have a good argument or genuinely try to just convert you over to veganism. They just say wild things, call you names, and like a murderer for eating beef. Now, I'm not one person to like ask for cancellation. I'm a big free speech guy. I really am. I think if you want to say bad, terrible things on the internet or call people names or any of that stuff, yeah, go ahead. All right. If you're on YouTube or like on a private platform or something where they have set terms of services and terms of use and things like that, where you can't say certain things based off of, factors out of your control, like I'm white, I can't say the N word, like that would be bad. Then yeah, I think you should follow the rules. But if you want to call somebody like a retard or something in your video, I guess I don't care. That's up to you. If YouTube decides to lower your video's reach because you say things like that, then just make sure you understand that that's how things work. But this lady has just, in my opinion, has gone too far. I don't think she should be allowed on the internet because she continues to say stuff like this. Again, she went from saying that Hitler was like a good person to this. I can't imagine what she's going to try to one up herself with next. She continues to just say the worst things possible, and she's basically doing what these TikTokers are doing. Like I was saying, I do think this video is satire, but I almost think she herself is satire. That vegan teacher, I almost think she herself is satire. I don't know if she's genuinely vegan or what anymore, because she just continues to say terrible things. And I can't tell if it's solely because she wants the clicks and views or if she genuinely is just insane. But anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. If you did enjoy the video, remember, please leave a like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, leave a comment down below about this whole situation. I just really wanted to share it with you guys because it is absolutely fucking wild. But don't forget to come check me out over on Twitch and all my socials. Links will be down below. I'm live almost every single day, so come stop by, say hi. I'm trying to build a really dope just community over there. We're not trying to be the next Shroud or Ninja or anything, but we're just trying to have a good time and have a solid community. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. And until the next video, guys, Godspeed.